Welcome to the Light Literacy Podcast, a space where we will explore perception, coherence, and the intelligence that lives beneath our ordinary ways of seeing. I'm Lara, and today I want to begin at the only place that makes sense: how light became the language through which I learned to understand the world. This isn't a story about spirituality or about any specific technique. It's the story of a perceptual architecture, one that has revealed itself long before I had a name for it. From the beginning, color spoke to me more clearly than words. In fact, one of my earliest memory was a colored tone room. I must have been no more than 1.5 years old. It showed me where something was aligned and where it wasn't, where someone was open and where someone was bracing or stuck. As a child, I didn't interpret feelings. I perceived fields. I saw fields of different colors that people were in. I didn't understand it at the time, and of course, it was simply the way I navigated life. I thought everyone saw light this way. Most didn't. This wasn't intuition. It was pattern recognition at a sensory level. The breakthrough came much later. In fact, I had been making kaleidoscopes for at least 20 years, and I had been aware of color, using it as a basis for chakra understanding, doing color tones and color fields. But the development of how it unfolded around me was even more interesting. It happened when I began projecting these light fields onto my own body, almost by accident. But what I witnessed was unmistakable. The body responded. The emotional field reorganized. Material that had been buried for years came to the surface with startling clarity. And that's what I saw and what I see when I work with clients over and over. Light isn't symbolic. It is diagnostic. It shows us what words cannot reach. Light has its own intelligence. This realization changed everything for me. It revealed that color was not decoration, and light was not more or less than what it truly is. It wasn't a spiritual metaphor. It was a living field of intelligence. It was a form of language, one that communicates directly with the nervous system, the emotional body, and the perceptual field. Eventually, life and light forced me to understand it, and it put me to the test. When my own system collapsed physically and emotionally, having experienced burnout, and structurally having experienced physical illness, it was light that rebuilt me, not as a belief, but as a mechanism. Light stabilized me when nothing else did. It helped me find coherence, balance, when I couldn't find direction. It orientated me. It revealed truth to me faster than any other narrative could. Every framework I teach today has emerged from this crucible, not as a theory, but as a necessity and as a knowing. As I began working with others, the patterns became consistent, predictable, and repeatable. And what emerged from that are the light compass, the master spectrum wheel, mirror stewardship, and the prismatic engine. None of these were inventions. They were discoveries. The natural architecture that appears when you look at the human field through the lens of light instead of the story. The purpose of what I've developed is simple: to teach people how to see, how to read coherence, how to recognize their own architecture, how to become accurate in their perception. Therefore, light literacy isn't a modality, it's a language, one we can all learn to understand and interpret. We are living through a time where intelligence is accelerating, artificial, biological, and collective, but wisdom isn't keeping pace. Many people feel disconnected from themselves, overwhelmed by choice, fragmented by information, and uncertain about what is real. It's in moments like this that perception becomes our anchor, and coherence becomes our compass, and light becomes our most honest teacher. This is why light literacy exists, not to offer comfort but clarity, not to provide mysticism but structure, and not to escape reality but to see it accurately. In the next episode, we'll explore why perception is a form of ethics and why clarity is becoming one of the most important forms of intelligence we have. Thank you for listening.